Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are still working on Julius Caesar, and today we get to hear from Marcus Brutus in Act 4, Scene 3. So Act 4, Scene 2, real quick. Sometimes 4-2 and 4-3 I'll just sort of bleed together because it's kind of one continuous scene, but it goes from being outside to being inside, so some people split it up into separate ones. Anyway, so what's going on is some time has passed since Caesar was killed, and Brutus and Cassius are both amassing armies, but they are in different locations, and Cassius is coming to Brutus's camp. So in Act 4, Scene 2, we sort of find out that Brutus is a little bit annoyed with Cassius. He thinks that Cassius isn't being very Cassius-like. We're not exactly sure why, but he sort of drills one of his servants to say, like, when you saw Cassius, how did he treat you? Was he being normal? Blah, 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 blah. Cassius shows up, and Brutus sort of starts laying into him. And Cassius is like, wait, hang on, let's take this inside. So they go inside for Act 4, Scene 3, where they just let it rip. And Marcus Brutus is giving Cassius all kinds of crap, saying that he's being unfriendly and un-Cassius-like, and he's not supportive, and blah, 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 this and that and the other thing. And they sort of start to sound like a married couple fighting over something, and we don't quite know what. And you get the impression that Cassius doesn't quite know what Marcus Brutus is so angry about, but Brutus just keeps pushing Cassius's buttons and making all sorts of snide comments and mean, cruel comments and stuff like that, until finally Cassius is like, be careful what you say, because I would hate to have to do something that I'm going to regret later. And Marcus Brutus replies with, you have done that you should be sorry for. There is no terror in Cassius, in your threats, for I am armed so strong in honesty that they pass by me as the idle wind, which I respect not. I did send to you for certain sums of gold, which you denied me, for I can raise no money by vile means. By heaven, I had rather coin my heart and drop my blood for drachmas than to wring from the hard hands of peasants their vile trash by any indirection. I did send to you for gold to pay my legions, which you denied me. Was that done like Cassius? Should I have answered Caius Cassius so? When Marcus Brutus grows so covetous to lock such rascal counters from his friends, be ready, gods, with all your thunderbolts, dash him to pieces. So basically, this monologue is getting at why Brutus is upset with Cassius. They're both trying to raise armies, and Brutus has no money. So he had written to Cassius to say, send me gold so I can pay my soldiers so they don't desert my army. And he didn't get a response, and he didn't get gold back. So he's miffed. It's an old married couple fighting over money, except this time there's war and lives and power of a nation at stake. So the temperatures have risen a little bit. So yeah, that's basically what this is Brutus getting to the meat of his grievance, which took him a scene and a half to get there. His dearest friend, Caius Cassius, it took him a scene and a half to say what was actually wrong, which tells you that the communication is sort of breaking down between the two of them. And at the end of this, when he's like, you didn't send me the money that I asked for, Cassius is like, what? I replied to you. What are you even talking about? And Brutus keeps saying, no, you didn't, and Cassius keeps saying, I did, and we get to hear more from him on his response and figure out where his head is in tomorrow's monologue. So I'll see you then for that. Mwah.